Hit record. All right. So, hitting that intro in a 3, a 2, a 1. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Soss here with the First Round Bye show where we are all football all the time. And today I am joined by my wonderful, awesome, amazing co-host, Mr. Jose. How we doing?
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am doing phenomenal. Super excited to be back and talking about football. I know we kind of took a little break, quote break. We were doing football opening videos, our football opening videos, football card opening
We
videos,
are
which
dissecting
we will
footballs
be
over here
doing
now.
more of. We will be doing more of. So just stay tuned.
We got to
So if you're
keep feeding
interested
our
in that,
addiction.
oh yeah, for sure. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. We do a lot of that. But I'm ready to start talking football. Obviously, the Super Bowl just passed. Excellent card. Super Bowl just passed. But today's episode, we kind of wanted to talk about on potential landing spots for some of these individuals
Mm-hmm.
seeking some trades. Well, granted, Cooper Cup, he did not necessarily ask for a trade. They're just
They just said,
moving
"You're
on
getting
from
traded,
him,
boy."
pretty much. So that's what today's episode will be about. Kind of going back and forth, giving you our thoughts on where we think these individuals will be better off. So, Sauce,
Absolutely.
do you want to give your 2 cents on what you think about Mr. We can start off with Mr. Cooper Cup.
Yeah, we can definitely do Mr. Cooper Cup. So, he's. I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with him. Love watching him play, but the dude is what we would call in the industry injury prone. My dude cannot finish a season. I actually ended up in fantasy having to trade his ass away because he he wouldn't show up. You know, the best ability is availability, obviously. So, with all that being said, one thing that's kind of a meme now is the fact that the Titans, who obviously always are looking for some wide receiver help, it's always been a meme that like Tennessee is like the retirement home for
Oh, I knew
for
that's what you were
for
gonna go
all wide receivers. So
for
we had
Rooskies.
Andre Johnson, we had Randy Moss, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre
DeAndre
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yeah. So now, do I
Oh,
actually
oh, Julio Jones.
Julio Jones? Oh God, don't even remind me. So we've had a lot of traction with that. However, I don't foresee the new front office for the Titans prioritizing an aging wide receiver. I could be wrong. But I think that they're going to want to go a little bit younger. I would say because they've already got the veteran in Calvin Ridley, and who knows what they're going to do in the draft. But I personally, I could see a team that's like on the cusp of being a playoff contender taking a chance with him. And I think that, in my opinion, I think that the Rams might try and do him a solid by getting him with either a playoff contender or a really good quarterback. You know,
Right.
I just I I think it's a smart move for the Rams, to be honest, because Puka Nakua, he's the future over there. And they actually have a lot of talent at the wide receiver position.
Yeah,
Um,
freaking I don't know if you kept up with the Rams at all this year, but they did pick up Jordan Whittington,
mm-hmm.
the receiver from Texas, and
Yep.
he had some pretty solid production. I think he also returned kicks.
Yep.
Didn't have the best rookie year ever, but I feel like he was getting overlooked by obviously Nakua and Cooper Cup, and I think at some times Tutu Atwell and some of these other
Yeah.
guys, but with Cooper Cup being gone, I know this is off topic. I feel like Jay Will is definitely going to get more looks. He's a
Oh
really
yeah.
hard nosed, tough
Absolutely.
receiver. Super excited to watch him in the coming years. But
I could
yeah, so,
see. I could honestly see maybe a team like the Ravens trying to pick up Cup. I could also see, and like I said, it's mostly the teams that need help at wide receiver and stuff that are on the cusp that have great quarterback. Hell, I could actually honestly see the Bills maybe taking a chance on him because of the fact that he well, he could fill that role that we thought that Amari Cooper was going to fill.
Right.
And we all know that Cooper Cup, he can still go. He just you got to limit those snaps for him because that dude is he's Mr. Glass now. So
Dude, so there's two teams where I would actually love to see Cooper Cup go, and I know you probably know one team
mm-hmm.
that I have on my mind. But before I get to that team, the first team that I have on my mind is the Washington Commanders. So
Ooh,
could you imagine
yeah,
Cooper Cup on that offense? I mean, they already got Terry McLaurin. We know what Jaden Daniels did.
that
Um,
would actually be an excellent pickup for them.
that would be an excellent pickup, and I don't think the asking price for Cup would be too crazy.
Nope.
I feel like they'd probably be willing to let him go for maybe like a third or fourth round pick. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, obviously it's to be determined, but I would love to see
I
him on
think
the
it could actually be
Commanders.
for a later pick than that
Could
too,
be. I
because
mean, I've seen
D Hop was moved for a fourth rounder.
right. So I've seen or we've seen a lot of these high profile players being traded for,
Mm-hmm.
you could say, like a bag of chips. I mean, obviously not really, but you get where I'm
Right,
going with this.
right.
However, another team that I would actually love to see him with is actually my Pats.
No,
The only thing
wait. Are
about
you a
it,
Pats fan?
oh yeah, of
Oh, okay,
course.
okay.
The only thing about that is to what you said earlier. I feel like the Rams are kind of trying to do him a solid by at least putting him in a position where he's gonna win,
Yeah.
right? So if they trade him to the Pats, it's probably gonna have to be on his terms. I do believe the Pats have like one of the top three salary caps, and then NFL this
Mm-hmm.
year, so they have the money to pay him, which I don't want them to pay him like a crazy amount because, like you said, he's really really injury prone. But however,
Mm-hmm.
I do want to see Drake May with at least a decent wide receiver one, and like some veteran leadership in that locker room for the
Oh,
receivers.
dude.
But
Th-
those are two teams that I would love to see him with.
Yeah, and I think he would be awesome on either one of those. I think my preference would probably be Washington, just
Oh,
because
for sure.
I think that he would be a great like third down guy or just an outlet, that safety blanket for Jaden Daniels, and I think that that would help them out tremendously because Terry McLaurin, he's already primed. I think next year is going to be his like big breakout season.
Hmm.
Although you could argue
And
that this last year was, but I want to see a little bit more consistency out of him.
and another good landing spot for him I think would be actually the Dallas Cowboys. So imagine
That's
having
true
CD
too.
Lamb on one end and then Cooper Cup on the other, or heck, even on the same side.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because
I feel like the Cowboys would be a good pickup as
Coop
well.
usually he works out of the slot a lot of times.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, that would be awesome. I mean, there's in all honesty, there's not gonna be a shortage of teams that could be good fits for him. I think that the biggest thing is going to be the asking price, and then like the physical and stuff, like seeing how like putting it up to the determination of your medical team to try
Right.
to determine what would be a fair cost versus availability and stuff. But
Yeah. I mean, my biggest concern too is I wonder if the Rams are wanting to deal him before or after the NFL draft. Because a lot of people they like to wait out until after the draft to see, I guess, where the cards fall.
I think
So,
it would be after.
so I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
So to be determined.
yeah. No, that's awesome. And then it's honestly going to be a really cool thing. So one of my favorite things in the off season is seeing player movement. Like I
Oh, dude,
love
it's so
free
fun.
agency. It's so much fun because it I don't know. I guess just seeing change, just seeing people go from one team to another, and then seeing how like the speculation on the fit. Because like me personally, I thought last year I thought Amari Cooper going to the Bills was gonna set them over the top, and he was kind of, I wouldn't say phased out, but he was never actually like phased super into that offense.
Hmm.
And Khalil Shakir, dude showed up, and they started giving him more and more targets and stuff. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's always a cool thing to be able to see the fit and how they're going to perform in their next location.
agreed. And I like the Bills too, but personally, I feel like Shakir and him kind of have played like the same role. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
obviously they're not the same player, but they're pretty similar. I feel
they
like so.
are.
I feel like if they did bring in Cup, maybe Shakur would be maybe in part of the package, or
Mm-hmm.
they'd move on from him, or I don't know. But seeing him on the Bills would definitely be cool, especially with Josh Allen.
Absolutely.
So next on the list here, so we got Miles Garrett, who has
Mm.
officially requested a trade on social media. He put out like a picture saying, I think he was like just thanking like the
Mm-hmm.
organization, thanking the fans, and I think he was saying something about
Dude, he
ultimately
wants to get out of
his
that dumpster
goal.
fire, and do you
Yeah,
blame him
his
at all?
ultimate goal was to just win a Super Bowl and this and that. Which I mean, you can't blame the guy. He gave Cleveland, the Browns, what was it, 8 solid years of production.
Yeah,
I feel like
and
personally, I
he's
feel
just
like
now
he
hitting his
has.
prime.
You think I was about to say I feel like he has 3, maybe 4 years left of solid ball, but I mean, what do you think some potential landing spots for are?
Man, I would say one of the bigger ones. I could see Detroit going after him to kind of shore up that defense because they've already got Hutchinson,
Dude,
and
Miles Garrett on the Lions would be fucking.
it would
That
be
would be
just
unfair.
it would be a cheat code, literally.
That would be unfair.
I but and the thing is though is that I mean that's a contender. That would put that defense in like nasty, nasty territory. That'd be even more so than the Eagles, in my opinion. Like that D line would be so disgusting, and they've already got a pretty solid defense. That whole team is just constructed very, very well. I think the only reason why they didn't get further is because injuries caught up to them, and Dan Campbell couldn't get his head out of his ass whenever they were playing against the Commanders, and
Hmm.
and obviously they got exposed because their defense was missing a few key pieces and everything. So I would say that my number one would probably be Detroit. Um, the only other team that, because I was just thinking about this just a couple days ago, because I was wondering who would be a good fit because, like you said, he wants to go to a contender. I could. Who was the other team that I could see? I think originally I was thinking maybe the Eagles, maybe,
They don't
but
need any more help.
yeah, no, they legit do not. I mean, they're in such a good position, but outside of that, I actually, in all honesty, maybe even the Commanders,
You
because
know what I was thinking? Or go ahead, brother.
well, the only thing I was gonna say is the thing that makes the Commanders so attractive now is they know that Jaden Daniels can take them deep into the playoffs. And as soon as they get some more pieces around, and that's still a very young team, as soon as they can get some pieces around there to take them to that next level, dude, they're going to be consistent contenders for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on Jaden Daniels, obviously he had a hell of a year. The only thing that scares me is that sophomore slump that a lot of quarterbacks tend to have.
Oh yeah,
I
like C.J.
mean, look
Stroud.
look at yeah, it was a perfect example. C.J. Stroud had a phenomenal rookie year. His sophomore year wasn't the greatest. I think statistically, I'd have to pull him up, but statistically, I do believe his rookie year was better than his
Yeah,
sophomore
it
year.
was.
Um, but I'm excited to see how Daniels progresses or if he regresses. But one team that I would love to see Miles Garrett on is actually the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I was
Um,
going to say that would probably be a good one too because they've also got Will Anderson. Will Anderson is a fucking nasty dude.
Correct. So that would obviously bolster up that defense. I mean, they've made it to the playoffs 2 years in a row ever since CJ Stroud's been there, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like in the draft, their offense is already looking pretty juicy. We don't know if they're gonna bring back Stephon Diggs. Tank Dell, I don't know when the hell he's gonna come back with that injury. Nico Collins, he's still there. I mean, I guess they kind of have some question marks around the receiving core a little bit. But as far as that defense goes, I feel like they're gonna really hammer it
Mm-hmm.
in the draft and as well as in free agency. So it'll be exciting to see
Oh yeah.
what they do specific. But that's one team that I feel like should pursue him. Another team, I would probably say possibly the Minnesota Vikings. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, no, their
obvi-
their defense was actually really good this year, um and then I guess they kind of started falling apart like midway through the season and toward the start of the postseason.
Hmm.
But everybody was talking about how good of a defense they have. I don't know anybody that they really have on that defense, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, because they did lose, what's his name, Daniil Hunter to the Texans last offseason.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's another potential landing spot. But regardless, it'll be exciting to see, where he goes, where he ends up. Free agency is always a blast. It just sucks because you're always hoping your team's always picking up these high profile players, and then you see, this team, that team, this team, that team taking
Mm-hmm.
all these talented players, and then you're left with
What was that meme that we had going last year with the Pats? The do
oh, come on,
something.
do something. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, well, speaking of the Pats, like I said earlier, they have a lot of cap space, so excited to see what they do. Obviously, Mike Rabel's in now, so
Good luck
excited
with
for the
that.
future. Ripperooskies.
Ripperskis indeed.
Uh, next topic here. We could finish off on this one. Uh, Potential landing spots, if any, for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. So the New
Oh
York
man.
Jets, I guess, notified Aaron Rodgers that he is no longer going to be with the team moving forward.
Do they
Obviously, we
have
don't.
any other information other than that press release? Like, did you see any other articles or anything?
No, I haven't actually.
That's
So
super. Isn't that super weird to you?
yeah, it is.
Because the dude literally flew out there to go talk to him. They're just like, "Hey, we're good on you, buddy. Later."
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see where he ends up, if anywhere, because obviously I think he's 41, so he might be thinking about retirement. Especially after the year that he had over in New York. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like a lot of teams would be too interested in Rodgers. If anything, maybe as like a security blanket for a backup or something. But
Yeah.
as far as like a QB1 goes, his days are definitely over.
Yeah. So with Aaron Rodgers, it's a little man. It's so interesting. So he started off the season kind of rocky, and then midway through the season, he started turning it up a little bit. And then after like I think the last 2 or 3 games of the season, he had some really poor showings and stuff. But statistically, if you literally just look at the season, he didn't have a bad season
Mhm.
statistically. I think he had either around 3,500 to 4,000 yards. I want to say between 25 and 30 passing touchdowns, and then I want to say he had less than 10 interceptions. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
I'm going to look that up real quick because I would like to know what his stats were for this year. So, um, yeah,
So
because he, let's see, where is it at? So, yeah, so this season, 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. So I was kind of close,
you
which
know that's
isn't
actually
bad.
really good.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, for Aaron Rodgers, obviously that's probably one of his worst years, but for an average NFL, that's probably an average NFL quarterback right there.
yeah.
And
So
that's Aaron Rodgers at 40.
exactly. So I think that he could still provide some juice to a team. It's all. I think that it's going to come down to what he ends up wanting based off of what is available. And
Right.
I don't know if you saw. Did you see that little blurb on the Pat McAfee show?
I did not.
So he actually has property in Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And the last time ever, all these Tennessee fans, they were really kind of, they're like, oh no, because he was talking because he's a regular on the Pat McAfee show. He was talking about how he was like, oh, I love Tennessee. I love that state. I have property out there. Now, granted, take it with a grain of salt because, I mean, the dude probably has property everywhere, pretty much. But he was talking very highly about the people in the front office, the people in the state, all that good stuff. My guess is that because I know that our head coach Brian Callahan, he was talking about how their new front office. So we got a new GM, new assistant GM, all that good stuff. They're gonna look at all different options because obviously we ain't rolling with Will Levis anymore.
Ripperoski's.
So my guess is that they are going to probably take a good long look at Aaron Rodgers to see what he could possibly bring to the table because It's for the Titans. It's going to be a multi-year rebuild. It has to be. We are so talent deficient that it is just disgusting. And dude, it's so bad.
At least you're
And
self-aware.
oh, dude, it's so bad because like, especially like with me, I I love the NFL, so I love watching other teams play. Obviously, I'll always watch the Titans play first, but watching other teams play and then watching the Titans play, dude, we are so far off from the team that was in the AFC title game in 2019. Like it's so bad. But a lot of it starts and ends with the quarterback. And
Hmm.
as soon as you can get that spot shored up to at least a top 10 guy potentially, then you can kind of start looking elsewhere and stuff. But the new regime is looking at building in the trenches, all that good stuff. Anyway, so my guess is that, and I think this could be a legitimate option, is that that there's a possibility that Tennessee could sign Aaron Rodgers to probably a 1 maybe 2 year deal, and then that way it'll give them the option of either we roll with Aaron Rodgers for the season, or we can go ahead and use that number one overall pick on, like, say, Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders or something else. Or it gives them the option to possibly even trade back and trade down and then grab somebody like a Jackson Dart or a Will Howard or somebody else in the later rounds. That way they can learn behind a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Hmm.
I
Um,
do I like those options? I was gonna say the F word, but I want to try to keep it relatively friendly. So hell no, I hate those options. I would be so mad. I respect what Aaron Rodgers has done, but I would be so mad if we signed him. And guess what? My guess is that because it would piss me off so much, it's probably what we're gonna end up doing.
you know what I would like to see happen?
Him just retire and ride off into the sunset.
Yes and no. If he decided to stay and play at least another year or two or three, whatever, I would actually like to see him on the Raiders. I would like for the Raiders to sign him, and then
Not
I would
happening.
also like for the Raiders to draft a young quarterback and have that quarterback learn from Rodgers. Either that, or I would also think it would be really fun to see him in a Bucks uniform, as a QB2 to Baker Mayfield as an insurance policy. Granted, Rodgers would have to be okay with being a backup quarterback, right?
Yeah, I don't know
So
how much he's going to be willing to do that.
right, but I don't know. Just the thought of it, seeing him in a Bucks uniform, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
And it's a good organization.
I don't see him setting foot in Vegas for one reason: Tom Brady.
Riperiskis.
For Brewskis, indeed. Yeah, because I don't, I just don't see it. Plus, I think that, man, it's going to be very, very interesting because the free agent pool for quarterbacks is going to be so stinking shallow. And then obviously, we everybody knows that as of right now, this quarterback class for the draft, it looks like dog water. Yeah, the only person I'm remotely interested in quarterback wise would be Cam Ward, and I'm not even 100% sold on him.
Hmm.
I
Well,
hope that the Titans use the number one pick on Abdul Carter.
man, we'll see. When was it the draft class? Well, the 2020 draft class, the class where Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones went in. Man, I was so sure that freaking quarterback class was going to be like one of the best,
Yeah.
and turns out it's like one of the worst. I think Zach Wilson was also in there. Um, I
Hey,
can't really
that's another
remember
potential guy on the move too.
Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what is he on the Broncos currently?
Yes,
And then
and then of
obviously Bo
course,
Nix did his thing.
and then Sam Darnold. He might be on the move too because I think that they might be trying to roll with because they remember they picked up Daniel Jones, so they might roll
Oh,
with.
and they got JJ McCarthy.
Yep, they might ride with McCarthy and Jones instead of
Yeah,
Darnold because Darnold's going to command a big payday. What kind of a
especially
payday do
after
you
that
think that
season.
Aaron Rodgers is going to command? Do you think he's going to be um,
Um,
a higher like I'm saying like he might take a deal that's like between 15 and 20 mil a year.
Honestly, bro, I think he'd be willing to take not necessarily the vet minimum, but like something where a team's still able to bring in talent. Because I mean, I feel like he's well aware of where he is in his career,
I think so too.
so it wouldn't be very smart for him to take on, let's just say, a 1 year deal, 15 whatever 20 million contract. So if
Yeah.
he let's just say he accepts a 4, 5, 6, 7 mil contract,
Uh-huh.
and then the team's still able to bring in some talent and all that other good stuff. So
Yeah. No, I could see that for sure. It's going to be interesting. And honestly, sometimes, especially news-wise and everything and topics to talk about, I think the off season is a lot more engaging than the regular season.
oh, I agree because for the most part, like the regular season, like you see the games and the games are what they are.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? And then as far as like the off season goes, like there's so many different potentials that you don't know yet, right? So I feel like there's so much more to talk about in the off season.
There is.
But I don't know. I'm excited for this off season, man.
Me
Excited
too.
for the draft.
Oh, dude. Me too, especially since for the first time in a very long time the Titans have the number 1 overall pick as of right now. As of right now. I heard that they are open for business. For business.
Ripperoofskis.
Ripperooskies indeed. All right. Jose, do you have anything else for our lovely, lovely viewers?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know what you guys think. Do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is gonna retire? Where do you think he's gonna end up? What about Cooper Kupp, Miles Garrett, or even Debo Samuel, who we didn't talk about? Let us know in the comment section where
Oh, that's
you
right.
think their best landing spots are. Um, Let us know what more types of videos you want to watch. Do you want to watch more fantasy football? Freaking football talk, card opening videos. We're here for you guys. We enjoy talking football. Let us know.
Absolutely. Like he said, we're still looking at ways to switch things up, to make things more interesting, make things more fun, make things more engaging. Because at the end of the day, we just want to be able to talk to you guys and engage with you guys in the comments. To those of you who have engaged with us in comments and stuff, thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. Like you said, this is the reason why we started doing all this and everything. Um,
Even if you're talking shit, there was this one guy talking shit because I got excited over a Jatavian Sanders card over a Jaden Daniels card, which I mean I get it, but this dude called me an idiot. Kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but we're past that. Even if you want to talk shit, go talk shit,
yeah,
man. Let's get it.
absolutely. Yeah, no, because it's a lot of fun. It's definitely fun. Plus, all you guys are doing is just pushing our stuff up the algorithm. So hey, we'll take it any way we can get. But yeah, so we got wow, card opening videos coming up. We got some more show type content coming up. I did end up getting a capture card.
Ripper
So
Rooskies.
yeah, so you guys are gonna be able to see me at least doing some Madden and possibly even college football content coming up here shortly. And like I said, let us know what you guys want to see. As long as it's football related, because wow, I can't even talk right now. Lord have mercy. Yeah, so it's all football all the time over here at the First Round Buy show. So with all that being said, check out our merch. Check out the site. It is firstroundbuy.com. I will have links in the description below. If you want to grab a candle, there's going to be a link in the description below as well. Jose, do you have any other shameless advertising that you want to do?
Not at all.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, in that case, I'm sure that we will be seeing you guys soon. Make sure you drop a like, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for post notifications so you know anytime either one of us posts a video or if we post a video together. With all that being said, catch you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.
Peace.